and 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 and
Hey, we're back again, guys. We're back again. It's your boy Sid.
What's going on? This man up here, ready to talk some more wrestling.
That's it. Joey's here. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
And we
Ready as
got
I will be. I'm here.
at least you're here, right?
I showed up.
ready to go. And
Ready as I will.
Sorry about that. Sorry about the background noise.
It's all good. So yeah, we're glad everybody's able to join us today. We appreciate it. Today we're talking top five. Top five, what you may say? We're going top
Ooh.
five interest themes, not interests, as we had to clarify offline. Interest themes. So follow along with us. If you have your top five, go ahead and post it in there. We're going from 5 to 1. So if you know what your top five interests of songs of all time, we're going from 5 to 1. So when we talk about our top five, you throw yours in there. We'll put your comments on the screen. We appreciate y'all joining us. So, guys, when we think of entrance themes, what comes to mind for you all?
Well, when I think of interesting, it's something that gets me excited, something that gets my attention, something that gets me to, I better get comfortable in my seat because I know something is ready to happen. I'm going to enjoy myself. Something that's telling me I better go get some popcorn, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's what gets me going.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, for me, I just would say, some wrestlers have multiple themes, but when something fits them like a glove, like would they get the right song with them? It really makes a difference because Lord knows, just to go into something real quick. I read something one time about Randy Orton talking about what was the theme he had after the Evolution theme.
Yeah, I know what you're
He
talking about, but yeah.
he hated that song.
Hey,
Absolutely hated it. Didn't think it fit his
yeah.
character. And then he got voices, and it fit like a glove, and it really fit. It fit Randy's whole presentation and character. Same, I think it's you can name a bunch of wrestlers like that. Triple H when he got the Motorhead, the game, like that was it. Like that's the one that was the one that's going to carry him all the way to the Hall of Fame. Like that was the theme that was never going to go away because it fit like a glove.
Yeah.
You can tell when the wrestler enjoys it and it fits their presentation and everything, and they're having a good time. You can just tell sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's the truth.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. So we're gonna talk about we're gonna break down our list from 5 to 1. Each one of us is gonna do it. And if I can find it on Amazon Music, y'all gonna hear it right here, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy. We're trying some things, man. We're trying some things.
Yeah, we're trying to grow this thing. We're trying to grow this.
You can
We're
always
gonna,
Exactly.
pull up YouTube in the background if you want to. You can find anything on
I'm
YouTube.
just saying we that's gonna be my backup too. So
Yeah. YouTube, you can
I'm gonna
find
get
just
that with
about anything. Some really obscure
you.
stuff if you
I
want.
better put my headphones on to find this stuff. Oh
Got it.
man.
All right.
Uh, Go ahead.
Good sir.
I'm sorry, say it again.
He's cutting out.
Yeah, it's cutting out.
Up.
Uh-oh.
Good.
All right, I hear you now.
Yeah, it was kind of chopping up.
Okay. Oh, like YouTube
Let me
acting cool.
check my sound real quick.
Can everybody hear each other?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, good.
Okay. Y'all can you hear me, Joey?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, want to make sure. Okay. All righty. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my number 5. Sorry about that technical difficulties, y'all. You know, like I said, we're trying to grow this stuff. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it on par. I'll start with my number 5, and I'm gonna give you my reason behind it. My number 5 is DX. Something about when you first hear that, "Are you ready?" and that helicopter, you know, the propellers, and you know what I'm saying, and then they kind of had like this military theme to it. Break it down. You're not gonna tell me what to do, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. It was like, and then I knew what was coming after that. Here comes a goofiness, something that's gonna make you laugh, more than likely make you laugh. It all depends on, you know, on your sense of humor, but something that always made me laugh, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to sit back and enjoy the show. Yeah, I'm finna laugh, but it's also finna be, excuse me. So I know it's finna be some ass kicking. Let's just go on and tell it what it is. You know, Shawn Michaels, Triple X, China, Road Dogg, you know, the New Age Outlaws, put it like that. Billy Gunn, all of them, X-Pac, you know, it's finna be a blast.
Yeah.
So it was just something about hearing. It was just something about hearing. Are you ready? And it's like, let me get comfortable in my chair. Like I just said, go grab some popcorn. You know what I'm saying? I've written off it. I'm in for a treat today. You know, it was just something about that. And then that green X coming across the screen, all that good stuff. You know, it was like a little something different than what they was doing previously.
I ran to tell because on this it was taking too long to load up. So I'm going with old faith here.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do?
I mean,
You think you can tell us what to plan?
Yeah.
You think that
Something about that, you just loved it.
Yeah, like,
I don't know what.
It's that first chord.
Yes. It's just something about that. I just loved it.
Like, especially if you're in the arena and you hear that first note, you just know.
Yeah.
You just know. It's like, oh, let's go.
It's one of, to be honest, it's one of the first themes WWE had that was, I will say this, pro wrestling in general for a long time was behind the times on pop culture. But the style of that song was done very much like in the style of Rage Against the Machine. So it was kind of one of the first themes that really caught up with the times in 1997. Like what kind of music was hot? You know, it was you had a lot of influence of rock and hip hop blended together. So that was kind of, that's kind of coming to the forefront there and get rid of the silly themes and going with something that was, you know, pop culture and kept and with the times. It was really good.
Yeah,
definitely. Mr. Joey, you're number 5, good sir.
All right. So everybody is familiar with Rob Van Dam's WWE theme. But to me, the best theme Rob Van Dam ever had was in ECW when he came out to Pantera's Walk. That was, and this goes back to how you could tell a wrestler is into their theme.
Yeah.
He was, but you could tell when he made his entrance at ECW, he loved his theme. He was into it. It was awesome. It was, ECW was not paying for the rights to use that song. And he just, you know, every other theme or version of theme he had after that, he never seemed to be into to me. He never seemed to be really into his WWE theme. But if you go back and watch ECW when he was there, like that theme to me defined him, and it was just a really good theme song at the time.
Yeah,
it's funny. Funny that's your number 5. Funny that's your number 5 because one of mine is also is an ECW original as well.
Hang on, I gotta hold him up. Triple threat.
The franchise. Shane Douglas. This song just goes hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, y'all taking me back. Y'all taking me back.
Oh yes.
Deep Purple, right? Is that Deep Purple?
Deep Purple, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that song is just badass, man. It
Yeah.
just is. So that's just badass, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Was it your number 5?
That's my number 5.
Oh, nice. We kind of led right into that. That's good.
That was perfect, man.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Man up, number 4 for you, sir.
All right. Now my next person, we all know him. We just talked about him before we came on the air. We're talking about Triple H, and we all know he had a few ones. But to me, my favorite Triple H theme song was "Time to Play the Game."
Yeah.
And for me personally, I know I'm kind of goofy. I tell you some dumb crap all the time. I can admit that. I've always, you know what I'm saying, when I first heard that back in, I want to say 2003, maybe 2004, whatever it was. Don't quote me on the year. I will always say when I'm ready to play on the PlayStation, I'm like, well, like Triple H say, time to play the game. You know, I'll be saying some dumb crap like that. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm finna go to the park and play some ball. Oh, I'm finna play this game. You know, whatever. You know, it was just something about it. And you had it, you know, Motorhead.
No,
you
it
know
was perfect for him. That's the perfect
yes,
theme
it
for him.
was.
And
then he had those shirts, you game over, you damn right it's over, stuff like that. You know, it fed into his character.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, of course, I forget the lead singer's name, but he was close to the band Motorhead, you know, him and Stephanie.
Yeah.
And when they made that song, I was like, man, that's perfect. I was always, when that song first came out, I had the WWF music volume 4 or 5 or whatever it may be. I forget exactly. Don't quote me on that. I was always jamming that in my car, and people looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm driving. Yeah, like that. I'm jamming. I'm like, what? People look at me like, what?
All right, it's not on my list, but I went to WrestleMania 6. I heard this song, and ever since, and I had this song on repeat.
Oh, King of Kings.
The King of Kings.
Yeah, it's just something about Triple H's theme songs.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man.
But songs, man.
But going back to it, when he came out to that theme, though, he was feeling it, and you could tell it. Like he was feeling it. He was soaking it up. The whole water thing, everything just fit with the music. And I could tell like that he had some influence. You know, when Adam Cole had his WWE theme, and he was doing things at certain times, you could tell the Triple H influence there, because there was a little Triple H in that entrance. You know, like there was a little of that in there. So that was cool.
Joey, what's your number 4, sir?
All right, Mr. Perfect's theme.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Because it fit him. That was a perfect theme for Kurt Hennig. It just was. Nothing ever replaced it. Nothing ever was as good. And it just, you know, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, look at it.
I was a teenager. I was like, I wish I had a telephone landline that played this song. That would be so awesome.
Yep.
Fast forward, we got cell phones that can make our ringtone. Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
But
it was great.
This another song, perfect for him. It's like,
yeah,
he was chewing the gum on cue with this damn song.
Yeah.
This song.
He'll spit it out and pop it into the crowd.
Exactly.
Do you remember the towel thing too? He'd throw the towel behind him, Bobby Heenan catch it perfect and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He remember when he was on commentary, he'd throw the pin up and catch it and stuff. But the song itself, man, I always knew it was when that theme hit, I knew it was on and Mr. Perfect was coming out, and it was a big deal. You know, that's the thing I miss, man. Mr. Perfect was that's one of those things truly where people are like, oh, he should have been WWF champion. It's like he didn't need to be, because he was a main eventer with whatever belt or without a belt he was holding. You knew Mr. Perfect was a big deal.
Exactly. All right, my number 4, man. Just because it's my one of my first wrestling memories and everything. I have to. I I have to. I
Come
have
on now,
to.
come on. You gotta care to sure.
Fighting for us, right?
When it comes to, I mean, you hear that opening note, you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's the whole
Crowd on their
Oh,
feet
that was
every
good.
time when the Hulkster come out, and yeah, and that's another example of everything he had after, even the NWO ones. Nothing fit Hulk Hogan quite like that Rick Derrick song, like that guitar riff coming on,
exactly, man.
Oh man.
Man up, number 3.
My number 3 now is one person, but he had, I think, my opinion, 2 of his theme songs are tied. But it's The Undertaker.
Okay.
I loved
Which one?
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
like
know.
400 versions of his most known 3 theme song has like 400 versions. But
Now,
Exactly.
he did have one with Kid Rock. He did have one with Limp Bizkit. And I don't know who made this other one, but with the 10 gongs, then the lights go dark. You know what I'm saying? It gong a few more times, and here come all the smoke. He just pops up from behind the curtain.
I don't know about this one. I don't this one I did, but Undertaker had like 20 themes, dude.
Yeah, he did. He had a lot, but I go with that one. I go ahead and go with that one because I cannot think of who made it for him.
that's the Ministry of Darkness theme, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's not the one. That's not.
Yeah,
the one.
I know.
Yeah.
We could have a whole show just on the Undertaker's themes alone. I mean,
top 10 Undertaker themes, and we could all have different lists.
exactly.
But yeah, I like him. He had the American Badass with Kid Rock. He had to keep rolling with Limp Bizkit. But the one I like with that thong, and there you go.
The more classic.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
I just couldn't think of who made that for him. But anyway.
Jim Johnston.
Jim Johnston? Okay.
Yeah,
it was just something about that. Here come your worst nightmare. And a lot of wrestlers, mainly Stone Cold, will always say it was something about the Undertaker's entrance scared the hell out of him. It was just something.
That theme alone, when I was a kid, made me like think something bad about to happen.
I love when they used to span in the crowd. That kid that just scared. They zoom in on that kid.
Yeah, somebody looked terrified as hell because especially the first couple of years of the Undertaker, where he was full on heel dead man, like real dead man, like Hulk Hogan couldn't stop it. Like people were scared for their life.
It just, I don't know, it's just something about that theme. And like I said, when you're adding the slow pace walk, the music, that gong, and the smoke, and then when he gets to the ring, like this, he'll roll his, the lights come up, and then he take the hat off, and the thunder will always coincide with him having his eyes roll back in the back of his head, and it was always. It was just something about that just made me like, damn. Yeah, whoa. Exactly. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Joey.
All right. This one hits home for me as a kid though, but I love Ricky Steamboat's WCW theme, not that horrible Slam Jam one, but the one they call Opening Ceremony.
Okay,
I know what you're talking about.
I thought I heard it. I thought you was playing it. Okay, hold on.
I don't have it because I'm on my phone. I don't have anything else.
Okay, give me a second.
If you Google, if you
got
YouTube Ricky Steamboat
theme. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, YouTube ads.
Yeah.
For some strange reason, they want to make sure they get their ads in.
I don't pay for premium neither, so
Yeah, exactly. This song, man.
Come out, get up on the top rope, do the whole fire thing. The whole
I like the music he had in WWF.
That was the Ultimo Dragon theme, though. That wasn't. Or
No.
you're talking about the old
that one.
Okay.
No, the stuff that they dub out.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that theme.
This is an awesome song. We're gonna come back and do unsung heroes and whatnot after we get past our listeners. I got a bunch
I got a bunch of them too. Exactly. I had to only get 5 though.
Yeah, but number 3, I got to go with the man. I got to.
What's so great about being
Damn it, YouTube! You know what? Screw YouTube. I'm going back.
So much build up to that. I was waiting, and then it was
exactly.
Hey, once again, y'all, sorry for the technical difficulties. We're gonna get this on point. We're gonna get it on point.
I know the anticipation. It's crazy.
Woo!
I mean,
that's more of the '80s Ric Flair version there.
I know it. This is old. Yeah, like I
like a whole bunch of versions of that song too.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh,
I like that one. That's gonna lead into my next one. But go ahead.
You're up. I mean, that's self-explanatory. So
no need. Everybody appreciates that one pretty much.
Exactly.
But the reason why that's gonna lead into my next one
though is number 3.
The reason my number 2. The reason why that leads into my next one, I know these two have nothing in common, but they kind of do when it comes to this one right here, this belt.
God damn it.
Ric Flair made this big gold famous, but my strap mimicking my favorite wrestler. And I'm talking about Kane.
Oh, God, not this guy.
Which of the 800 versions of Kane's theme song?
That one. That's a Halloween theme music right there.
It really is.
That's perfect. I actually played that song one time. I had it on repeat during Halloween. I had a couple of Bluetooth speakers sitting outside my house, and I had that song playing. And I promise you, a lot of kids did not come to my house. I was trying to be inviting with the theme of Halloween with that song and all that, but it didn't work.
No. This thing I know, got fire coming out of the porch and everything, man. It's crazy.
Oh hell no! Somebody come out, some 7-foot tall guy come out.
I'm not 7 foot tall, but
my name is Kane.
Neither was Kane, but he did have them 3-inch lifts in the boots that made it.
Nice.
It didn't matter. He was scary as hell.
Yeah, that's all that mattered. Oh man.
All right, Joey, number 2.
All right. I gotta go with one of my all-time favorites, the Midnight Express theme.
Oh, bro. I know I got that one on my list. Give me a sec. Oh, I got that one on my list. I know I do.
You got to.
I got it on my list. Where is it?
Because they stole it from a movie.
Oh snap! They took off. Oh, just a side note. The CFOs were doing a lot of the WWE stuff. I think they took off a lot of their stuff on Amazon when they broke that contract with WWE.
I didn't even know they weren't doing the songs for them no more.
Well, yeah. They stopped like I want to say a couple of years ago, something like that. Oh dear gosh. Okay, I'm YouTube.
Excuse me, sorry, fellas.
No worries.
We'll call an audible and play the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers All American Boy. No. There you go.
Speaking back,
You can see it now.
a lot of folks will say they Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton, Dennis Conte. I like Stan Lane in the Midnight Express.
That was honestly, I do too, just as much, if not more. But
I love their tag. I love their tag team. The tag team move chemistry. The double Zuzo.
Yeah.
You know stuff like that. You know.
Stan Lane complimented Jim Cornette well too. I don't know
He
what it
does.
was.
He does. Your friend and mine, Mr. Jim Cornette.
Yep. You can see him with that damn tennis racket now.
Exactly, man. Oh my God. Crazy. It had a picture with them after they won the world tag team titles, and they had the U.S. tag team titles with them as well.
They always, you can't take it away from them. They ended the legendary reign of Tully and Arn.
Yep. And I
the one that did it.
I was listening to a podcast with Arn and Arn. That's a great podcast, by the way. Arn with Conrad. He like that. They had no problem. They had no problem dropping the titles to them on the way out. None.
No.
He loved Bobby.
Yeah.
He loved Bobby. My number 2. It may be on Man Ups, but I'm going with it because I'm going with it.
It's going to lead right into his number 1. No, it might not.
I know it's on Man Up's list.
Oh God.
Yep, that's my number 1.
That's your number 1?
Yeah, right there. See?
And we'll go ahead and keep this going before I mean, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
What's your obvious reason then? What's your obvious reason?
You hit the glass, that's your ass. I mean,
You damn right. You damn right. You know when you hear that glass break, here comes some ass whooping, some hell raising, beer drinking.
And the thing about you hear the glass, you hear the biggest pop in the world.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
People said the Legion of Doom had the biggest pop. No, Stone Cold. Stone Cold. I think Stone Cold had the biggest pop in the world.
Joey disagrees.
No, I don't think I'm not saying he didn't, but and I'm not saying and he definitely probably had bigger pop. But I think the Road Warrior pop was more, speaking of Road Warrior pop in Japan.
That's what I meant to say. Not Legion doing Road Warriors.
But well, same thing. But we're talking the pop in Japan they got was something else too. But But I mean, depend on the day. But yeah, I don't know. Hulk Hogan got some big pops back in the day. It's hard to say. Like who got hard to say.
I mean, I know I don't have a Stone Cold belt, but this one right here will reminisce. Saying with Texas. With the rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey, you're number 1.
All right. So my favorite of all time, my favorite theme of all time is the more not the most recent one, but the earlier 90s Arn Anderson 4 Horsemen theme.
Oh, okay. That's good. So just so y'all know.
Just because I'm a huge Arn Anderson market to begin with, but then that theme to me it was great when all the Horsemen was coming out or just when Arn was coming out. It didn't matter, but it was more of, I feel like it was more of Arn's theme, but the Horsemen always used it when they all came out.
Just so everybody know, we did not discuss our list with each other. No. We all are surprised with our list. So when Mr. Cedric there says Stone Cold was his number 2, you might as well go and skip me because that's my number 1.
Well,
Stone
it
Cold.
just led right into it.
I mean, it couldn't be a bigger lead in than that.
This one?
Nope.
No?
It's the one before that.
Really?
Yeah. I like that one. Now, don't get me wrong, but that one they didn't start using until Malenko was in it.
This one?
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Okay.
I love that.
You know, they tried to redo that with the 4 horsewomen in NXT, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
Did that really?
You can have Charlotte be the new Ric Flair, but you cannot replace Double A, baby.
You cannot.
It never and even when he retired from wrestling, they tried to bring Dean Malenko in. I'm sorry, got over like a fart in church. Like you can't replace. I mean, Double A, not just the enforcer, but he was the body and soul of the 4 horsemen. Now,
Okay. So, Mr. Cedric, who's your number 1? Oh,
this does it for me right here.
yeah.
I was at my graduation and I did this number right here. I sure did at my high school graduation.
Did you snap into a Slim Jim? Need a little beef. Need a little excitement.
Step into a Slim Jim.
You the butcher man, his first name Macho, last name.
I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When Jay Lethal came out at All In to wrestle Flip Gordon to that song, I popped. Like I was like, oh hell! And with Lanny Poffo too throwing the frisbees out, I was like, oh, take my money.
Oh man,
they got me, and Jay was in the full Macho Man garb, like the full gear and everything. That was great.
Okay, all right. Honorable mentions. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off because I just love this song so much. Dustin Rhodes and WCW, man. This song goes hard, man.
He hated it though. That does take me back now.
It does.
Ben, what's up, Ben?
Thanks for stopping through, Ben. Hey, we just acting fool with some theme songs, man.
Yeah, we just having a good old time over here, just laughing, joking.
Hey Ben, what's your favorite all-time theme song, man? What it is? Let us know. Ben probably gonna go Japan on us on that one. I'm gonna have to go through.
I'll give you an honorable mention. I'll tell you what. My favorite New Japan theme is the Kazuchika Okada Rainmaker theme. That one easily could have been slid into my top 5.
Easily?
Yeah. Probably a little underneath. It goes in my top 10 for sure because I love that. I love this theme.
I hate YouTube, by the way, you know.
I know. I couldn't hear the coin drop at first, but you did. Hold up! You got the entrance on there too. Hold it up. I saw the rain coming down on there on your phone.
Oh, Ben said here's a Psycho Sid.
Psycho Sid.
Psycho Sid.
Oh my God, dude! That dude crazy, yo.
Something is wrong with that guy.
Oh my gosh! Where's that at? WWE, come on now.
He's crazy alone for walking away from every wrestling company to go play a season of Little League softball.
Nice.
That was a good thing.
Yeah. Former WWF champion. I mean, just saying. They gave him a run. What was it? Once or twice?
Twice.
I like because I know he did Mania with Taker.
Yeah, I think he took it off of Brett too, right after Sean had to drop it, or whatever version of Sean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a whole nother episode right there of Sean losing his smile and putting titles up for vacating championships.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Mm.
Honorable mention, man. What you got?
I got AJ Styles, man.
Hey,
I don't know
which one though?
when he came to WWE.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
It's just something about that. Yeah. And then they hear that little pop, and then talking about how phenomenal and great he is, all that good stuff. I don't know, just something about that.
Well, the song talks about him being a redneck, which is why I was shocked to learn
that one. There's something about that. I don't know. Yeah. It's just
a few times.
Yeah, they don't want none.
I'm sorry. I'm partial to the TNA theme, AJ's TNA theme. To me,
of course.
To me, that fit him. To me, that fits AJ better. To me, that song, I'm just, for one, I never thought AJ's WWE theme really fits him.
You don't think so? Oh, okay.
No, because it's very just kind of. It's not hype like AJ's kind of, as a high flyer and stuff. To me, it just doesn't. It just kind of like, I don't know.
I look at AJ as somewhat of a high flyer. I mean, he is, but not like a Jeff Hardy. Also, Taz WF thing. Yeah, that's true.
We already. That was my number 5. Was Rob Van Dam's ECW theme.
And the APA theme. Yeah, that's true too. I love the APA.
The APA, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. Good one there, Mr. Ben. Good one there. Yeah, I don't know, just something about that. They don't want none, which is true. You know what I'm saying, with AJ Styles. Because he was phenomenal all over the place. Japan, TNA, WWE, all the other places, Ring of Honor. Although, he was phenomenal wherever he went. So,
well, all damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't care if you're a JBL fan, but I'm sorry, nothing will ever beat Farouk and Bradshaw.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That was they didn't have to be world champions individually during that time frame. They was one of the hottest acts in WWE during that time frame.
And if you notice when they got together, they didn't wrestle much. It was mainly because of their backstage scene. Oh, that's Taz.
Thank you.
Taz.
Yeah, I agree, Ben.
He walks out.
That's how he be walking to the ring.
Exactly.
With that black towel over his head.
Exactly.
Oh.
But mentioning JBL, I'm sorry. I got
that market closing bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes. That JBL thing that song goes hard. I'm sorry. It just does. It does, man. I get fat fingered, man. It's crazy.
Do you know?
Oh, I do too.
I know, but there another song that was on none of our top 5s that I feel like deserves an honorable mention. I feel like I'm watching Dallas in the 1980s. Or I'm being forced to watch Fox News for all day or something.
He was a regular guest on Fox News.
Yeah.
Taz's debut popped hard.
It did. That pop was crazy, yo.
Yeah, it was.
That's when you debut somebody in the right thing. No, I was going to mention Eddie Guerrero or Los Guerrero's theme.
Los Guerreros.
The Lie, Cheat, and Steal theme. That was probably one of the best theme songs of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. That song was hot.
Yeah, you can't. That's true. That's fact.
And the JBL reminded me of Eddie Guerrero.
And that fit his character too.
Yes,
You know,
man. Yes.
I lie, I cheat, I steal.
I did dig him and Chavo as a tag team. There you go.
Man, oh man. But see, that's also another thing too. A lot of these wrestlers, their theme song did fit them perfectly with their character. It fit it perfectly.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones. Those are
Yes,
the best ones. Like,
yes.
the character fits the character, gets the pop. It's like all these elements because
Yep.
that's your introduction to your audience for that show. I mean, and if it's flat, the crowd ain't gonna be behind you. It's true. I mean, it's just what it is.
I gotta also throw one out there for me as an honorable mention. Y'all might look at me like I'm crazy, and that's Matt Riddle.
I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy anyway because you even said his name, but you know all these things you gonna throw Riddle in there. Really? Is this what?
Yeah, Riddle. I like that, bro. I like that. Because like we just said, that does fit his character though. That fits his character.
Okay.
He's like a fun-loving surfer dude with the long hair.
Okay.
It fits him.
Like you said, I'm gonna look at you like you crazy because
yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, since we got time, y'all want to roll into something else? Talk about like wrestling over the last couple weeks, or
sure. What we got going on?
Hey, this is what we always say. We never stay on topic, but go ahead.
I caught a good bit of the NWA 74 pay-per-view this past weekend.
Let's talk to us about that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this.
Uh-oh.
Like, originally when they built this thing up, the main event was supposed to be Murdoch and Aldis. And then for whatever reason, and I heard Aldis's and Billy Corgan's sides of the story on podcasts. And Aldis really said that this was kind of a one-sided thing, that he didn't really have any kind of ill will or bad feelings towards Billy Corgan. But Billy Corgan has basically accused Aldis of positioning himself to be back with the world title and everything. But then it ended up being Tyrus and Trevor Murdoch. And
how was that match?
What's that?
How was that match?
About like you think it would be. Murdoch. Here's the thing, I feel like Trevor Murdoch is ready to be in the spot he's in. I feel like he's a good fit for the NWA. He's more of a throwback to Harley Race, a mix of Harley Race and Dick Murdoch, but like more on the Harley Race side because he was Harley Race's student.
Right.
And he kind of reflects a lot of his style and stuff like that. To me, he's ready, but a champion is only as good as their opponents in the matches they're having. And Tyrus is just not capable of having a good wrestling match. He's just not. Like, he's a big dude, and if he can go out there and squash people, that's one way to do it, and he's good at that. But he's 50 years old. His knees look like they're shot. He does not look good out there when he goes out there, and it shows. And I feel like I've been like, geez, can they take the world television title off of Tyrus?
Yeah.
And that's been on him for like 2 years now or something. But then they slipped him in there after they pulled Aldis out. And there was
makes you wonder about like where are y'all going with this? I think they will be having their TV tapings tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they got to do something at TV tapings to justify this.
Well, and here's my thing about it. And Nick Aldis ended up wrestling Flip Gordon. That was good. I mean, it was good for what it was because Flip can go, and Flip hadn't even nearly hit his prime yet. Like, that's a talent. I'm surprised. I am really shocked AEW hasn't gone out of their way to sign Flip Gordon. Like, considering he made his name on being the elite, he was you know, he kind of ran with those guys a little bit back in the day. And it's kind of like, why is Flip Gordon just working the indies? And now the NWA scooped him up.
Yeah.
Another highlight of the show, I will say, was Davey Richards appearing and defending the MLW National Openweight Championship.
Right.
Davey is one of those guys that God knows, like, he doesn't need wrestling because I believe he's a chiropractor now or something. I think he has a full-time career outside of wrestling.
I want to say he's an EMT. I think
he may be a paramedic or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know he went back to school and he got out of wrestling for a few years to finish school.
Exactly.
And but he's one of those guys, like, God knows, like, you can't. I mean, I remember they did have an NXT match or two or something like that where they brought him in and they tried to rebrand him and Eddie Edwards as the American Pitbulls, which was stupid. You know, like, everybody knows that's the American Wolves. Like, these guys have been all over the world. They've been in Ring of Honor. Everybody knows who they are. Impact brought them in right, but then you know, Eddie stuck around Impact while Davey kind of got out of the business for a while again to finish school and get his life together. Yeah. And now Davey kind of came back to wrestling, doing what he wants to, but he still looks spectacular. He still can go. Like, he wrestled this big dude too. Thrillbilly Silas Mason or something like that.
Okay.
That dude looked like he was twice the size overall of Davey Richards, but
who is it twice the size of Davey Richards? I'm just saying. Yeah,
he is a small guy, but he's got that. He reminds me of like throwback to Dynamite Kid, kind of throwback to that style, because he's got, you know, clearly he's not on the steroids Dynamite was, but he's still kind of that little, you know, stacked dude, muscled up dude that can go any style. Like, he can stretch you and he can fly and he can do all that. So I'm really happy they brought him in. Them bringing in EC3 is kind of a downer to me. I'm not a fan of the guy, and I don't think he really brings anything to the NWA. I think he wants. I mean, I really think he really does believe this control your narrative stuff is something that's going to work, and I don't. and
they got a tour. They got a tour.
Yeah, but when I saw on YouTube was they were wrestling in some bar and people were just like, you know, it looked like they were trying to steal Joey Ryan's theme of like bar wrestling or whatever that he had, where it was basically Pro Wrestling Guerrilla in a bar, you know, and where people just were up on the ring apron and stuff like that doing it. And I'm just like, okay. And they're out there watching them say poetry and act out their, you know, whatever they want to do in the ring.
It's a different genre. You know, wrestling has many flavors.
Yes, but for me, EC3 looked like he's on a lot of steroids, and he looked like no, I'm being honest, but he looked like his mobility suffered. Like, he looked like he was leaning over on his lower back, like it was hurting him or something. Okay. And he just looks like he is losing his mobility, and he did not look impressive. And he wrestled twice. The first night he wrestled, who did he wrestle? I remember he wrestled Tom Latimer the second night. Okay. And Tom always looks good to me, and I'm surprised they haven't really like tried to do a little more with him, because I feel like he is a good hand, a good talent, and he's clean. You know, so at least he says he is sober and stuff like that, and got his life together. Good. And Speaking of working twice, his wife Camille, I heard worked twice, defending the championship twice. How does she look like over the last two nights? She looks great. She had great opponents. She worked with Taya Valkyrie. That goes without saying. That's
dear gosh, man! Taya is a gem.
Taya is really good. That was a really good match. So you know, Taya is somebody that could. I don't think there was good build, because on the last pay-per-view Taya lost. So I'm like, if you're coming back 2 months later with another pay-per-view, why have your challenger for the world championship lose on the last one? But the Battle Royal was okay. And then you had Max the Impaler win that. And then that was what you'd expect. It was big old Camille versus twice as big Max the Impaler. And I mean, it was good for what it was. And you know, they're still building Camille into what they want her to be. Her only problem is she's still not a good promo. Like opening her mouth, she's very country and from North Carolina, and it doesn't fit the gimmick. You know, she's this, you know, 5 foot 10 inch tall, muscled up girl. Yeah. You know,
that's pretty big.
Then when she opens her mouth, she's like, I believe in God and the devil, and you know, it's like, okay, you're killing. That's literally what she said in the promo.
Sorry.
What does that have to do with anything?
She sounded more like Jim Cornette if Jim Cornette was religious.
Wow.
She sounded like him. Because it doesn't fit the character. When she was, when she was really done well when she was Nick Aldis's heavy, and she was, kept silent. That was killer. That kind of built her into something. And I feel like if they had kept that going long term, and I'm not saying keep somebody silent forever, but it's like, how Bobby Lashley can't cut a promo, but they learned to figure out, but they learned how to make him a star anyway.
It all comes down to what Paul Heyman said. Accentuate the positives.
Yeah.
Take away the negatives.
So that's what I'm saying. Somebody needs to really either script her a little better, or they need to be like, hey, this is what you got to say, and you just got to get to it, and you got to try not to. But literally, she was saying something about like, well, where I come from, I believe in God and the devil, and you're some devil shit. That's what she said, or something like that. And about Max the Impaler, and I'm like, well,
oh my God.
Hey, she's got a point, but because looking at Max the Impaler is, is the 6 foot 1 or 2 inch tall, non-binary, whatever, and it's like, holy cow, like that's a scary, it's a great gimmick. The Max the Impaler gimmick is really good, but it's like, but then again, now they've beaten Max the Impaler, so where do you go unless that was just more of a one-shot deal? But yeah, I guess the big thing is,
I'm sorry. That was one of my unsung. Sorry.
that's one of those themes that makes me change the channel. But there you go. I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
I know.
No. Yeah. And then the women's tag team title match was good, like with the Hex and Pretty Empowered doing like a street fight type thing. That was good. Okay. Those four really do have some chemistry and work well together. So that was good. I'm not a fan of Jack Stane. I'm just not like for him, I wasn't a fan of when he was on the indies, and I'm not a fan of him, in the position he's in now. I feel like he's a big dude that blows up quick, and he's just slow, and he looks out of shape and broken down too. Okay. Like when he's in the ring. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a big fan of Crimson, Anthony Mayweather. So for me, I wasn't interested in any of that storyline or any of that stuff with Scion, which that guy, what's his name? He was in AEW too for a little while without the mask. I can't remember, but he's a talented guy, but just there, him and Austin, he's supposed to be Austin Idol's son under a mask or something. And it's just, I'm just not interested in any of that storyline. That just doesn't do anything for me there. There's no interest to me because I'm not actually impressed by any of them in the ring. So to me, the national title to me is a time to get up and go take a, go to that's a bathroom break to me. So they, I wasn't really interested in that. Homicide wrestled both nights. He wrestled
Morton's. I see.
Yeah, he wrestled both Mortons, and both of those matches were pretty good. But I really feel like the whole NWA machine is really behind Kerry Morton, and he's good, but I don't think he's ready for what they're throwing at him. Okay. Meanwhile, I don't know why they haven't hitched the rocket to Colby Carino, because to me that kid is good. He's Steve Carino's son, but he is a really good heel. If you have not seen his work, I mean, the guy has when he came in, his gear looked wore out and stuff like that from working the indies, but now he's invested, like he's got good ring presence gear. He's in shape. He's a little guy. That's okay. But they started a junior heavyweight division, and it's kind of like they teased it. He challenged Homicide, but they seem to have turned Homicide heel, and it's kind of like, well, where does Colby Carino fit in now? Because he's the heel of the junior heavyweight division, and now you kind of put Homicide in that role, and he's the champion. So it's kind of like I feel like Colby is the one they should be strapping the rocket to. Same thing with Luke Hawx's kid, PJ Hawx. I feel like that kid is another one they should be doing a lot with. And I feel like I don't know. I don't know what
the thing I'm catching is like they're still trying to push these older ones, and the ones that they should be putting some emphasis on. They're
they might be missing the boat on. But I mean,
Right.
Colby looked good. Colby had a match and he came out. He was the winner there. So they're doing something with him, but it's kind of like, if it's me booking it, I don't know. I'm not trying to like fantasy book here, but it's kind of like if Homicide was working well as a babyface, Colby was working good as a heel, and eventually, to me, you think they'd be kind of trying to work in that way. But anyway, I won't go too long on this, but there were some good things and bad things, and they've really got some things to work on, including like we discussed in private about the ugly belts. God knows.
That's what I was just going to bring up. I was going to bring up that belt that you posted. I was like, yeah, okay.
They look like 2mm brass belts they ordered off of eBay.
Yeah, I just said, okay.
The leather didn't look flexible. It was like that brought out the belt mark in me right there. And I'm looking at it, and they look like the cheapest, junkiest belts that they spent about $200 on total for the pair.
I was looking at the place, and the place looked all scratched up. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
No, that was an old picture.
Oh, okay.
Now the new ones they made on the new ones, the center plate is a little bigger. I mean, those were the Florida Territory U.S. Tag Team, Florida version of the U.S. Tag Team title.
Okay.
And I don't mind them having the belts, but because but here's it's like, what are you doing? And I get what some of them, I understand what they were doing. Like the national title belt grew on me, with them going back to that classic 70s U.S. title design. Yeah. That grew on me because they did do some modernization of it.
Right.
And I feel like that's the key right there. If you're going to go nostalgia, they tried to do that with the women's title by putting side plates on it, but then they went backwards, like we talked about with the tag belts, by making it a one-plate belt. And it's like, you couldn't have made it a 3-plate belt, and it would have rounded them out a little better.
Yeah.
I mean, the main plate on them does look really good, and the leather looks good, but it's like, it's just offsetting to me. It throws me off there. I mean, they modernized the world heavyweight title by making the center plate on that even bigger, and then making a UK flag instead of Australia. Exactly. Stuff like that were steps in the right direction for me. Like modernize. Go old school, but modernize. Like, let's do something good with it and stuff like that. But I mean, like we talked about the world tag team titles too, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a classic design here of a world tag team title that could still work right now.
Yeah, they went back to the one before that one.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it. They're cool looking, and the leather is cut better than they was back in the day and stuff. But it's kind of like, people liked it because at the Crockett Cup, David Crockett was there, and he brought these back and had La Rebellion walk out with these belts and the current belts and stuff like that. But people were into it because of the nostalgia of these belts and stuff like that. They were like, I mean, you're not going to find a more beloved time in the NWA's history than Jim Crockett Promotions, especially in the mid to late 80s. Like they were red hot, and they had more eyes on the product. They were the only other company that tried to keep up with the WWE and went national. That's the only other company that were able to do that. And they brought back the TV title, but then they're using replicas of those that aren't so good, because originally the one they had made was on a black strap and it looked nice. And then the Pope had one on a red strap and then on a white strap, and it looked like he got some cheap knockoffs. They didn't look good. Like the backing looked like it was peeling off and stuff. And I'm like, where'd you buy these things? And, I think Tyrus is using a red strap one now, and it just doesn't just stick with the better one that they spend a little money on and stuff that looks better. I feel like but anyway, it was. I'm hoping and I feel like I heard Billy Corgan talk about how he thinks the NWA is headed in a better direction. He's got some big plans and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to lie. They're that's pretty much one of the only wrestling shows I watch right now. And you're pushing me away a little bit, and I feel like, I'm trying to hold on and support them because they're the scrappy little dog in the fight. But
exactly. And the crazy thing is, like, with the new direction WWE is going, AEW still around. Impact is putting out good talent. It was like you got to define your niche, and you got to develop your base, establish your base, and you gotta keep your core audience because
Yeah. I'll say this too. Tim Storm and Joe Galley together on commentary is very good. They both, and it hits me personally because I was a commentator.
Mhm.
Commentating is like anything. It's all about timing, and you either gel and you have good timing as a pair, or you don't, right? And when you threw Velvet Sky in there, she just doesn't. She does not understand cues, and whoever the play-by-play guy or girl is the leader. That's who speaks, and everybody else kind of follows in with the color, right?
Right.
But Joe Galley does it, and Tim Storm seems to feed off of him and know when to cut in and give a little things. He has good timing, and he has a good understanding of how to follow Joe Galley.
Okay.
But Velvet Sky just she speaks over Joe Galley. She does stuff like that, and it's kind of like, you gotta go.
I haven't watched and listened, so I gotta go with what you giving to me, but
Yeah. I feel like a 2-person booth there with Galley and Tim Storm would be just fine. That's good. Tim Storm, given he's still very valuable to the NWA. He's the guy that they didn't intend to get over, with that 10 pounds of gold series, but America ended up loving him. At least the audience did, kind of like, because he's a school teacher from Texas,
right,
who busted his butt trying to keep the NWA title relevant. It was a good story they told.
That was a great story they told.
So Tim ended up being one of those unsung heroes and stars for them that they really like. Him in commentary at in the ring, he needs to work sparingly.
Right, exactly.
He's almost 60 years old, but as far as the commentary spot, it's perfect. That's perfect for him. But you got to get Velvet. She just doesn't have any timing on the commentary, and it throws the whole thing off. Like when you have somebody that doesn't know when to kind of cut in and when to follow in.
Mm-hmm. So
makes sense. That makes sense.
All right, guys, we are past the 1 hour mark, so we're gonna go ahead and put a bow on this. Stay tuned for more stuff. Stay tuned for some exciting news coming from us. What it is, you got to stay tuned to find out. So until next time, we appreciate everybody watching, and we'll catch y'all around. Don't